What is up, everyone? It's your boy Infrar-Ed. Welcome to the Scout Reports. Today I have an anime review of Orange, Episode 8, aka Letter 8. Letters everywhere, people, as wow, we get a big reveal this episode that everyone has a letter from their future selves, and wow, that is big because I was getting a little bit worried, to be honest, because at the top of this episode, Naho and Kakeru aren't the happy couple that we thought they would have been at this point after everyone confessed their love for each other. You know, you would expect that they would have been a couple at this point, but there was still some hesitance on both sides, and everybody has their own reasoning for doing it. For example, Kakeru, he openly says he loves Naho. He admitted that he loved her when they blurted out, you know, are you two going together? You know, that's your girlfriend, right? And he's like, no, she's not my girlfriend. I do love her, but she's not my girlfriend. And he also admitted that he feels this way because he doesn't want to hurt Naho. He doesn't want things to get weird. He loves the way that things between them are right now, and he doesn't want to do anything to hurt her. He keeps saying that if I decide to go this far with her, I'm only going to hurt her. So he has that in the back of his mind. As far as with Naho, she is now worried that things in the future may be changing because some things are happening in their normal life at this point that isn't in the letter. So she's worried about the future, saying that if I decide to take this next step with Kakeru, what's going to happen in the future? She still has that on her mind. And Suwa feels that he may not even be doing a good enough job. As good as he's been, as big as a best boy as he's been, he feels that he isn't doing a good enough job, as his letter is urging to get these two together, and that's not happening. So that's a little bit troublesome. It's also, again, a pain point in this series has been Naho altogether. She just began to aggravate me just a little bit when it comes to Kakeru and being so dense and Kakeru's feelings, as it's a few times in this episode where he offers his hand. He puts his hands out to her, just take my hand. And she's like, oh, is there something wrong, Kakeru? No, I don't. What's wrong? Why do you want my hand? It's like, what are you doing? He wants to hold your hand. Take his hand and just do it, So she's still aggravating me on that point, and that becomes a joke later on in the episode as well, as when she reveals that, Azu, whose name I finally got right after 8 videos, and Taka are kind of like, he wants to hold your hand, silly. You need to just do it, and what are you waiting on? Quit being an idiot and take his hand. But that also leads to another big thing in this episode, as the times are changing. It's definitely changing, as some things are starting to happen that wasn't in the letter more frequently. For example, with Kakeru passing out during soccer practice, this was something that wasn't in Suwa or Naho's letter, and they're beginning to question the letter at this point now by saying, overall, maybe this thing is wrong, or maybe if we just keep pressing to make Kakeru happy, we can still have a good outcome. But at the same time, this is time travel. I still don't trust that them not looking at the letter is going to make everything better, as I feel they're going to miss something. And I think something very big is going to happen because of that. So again, Kakeru, he passes out in soccer practice. It gives everyone a scare, as Suwa feels that he was probably just pushing himself a little bit too hard to prove himself on the team. Thus, felt like he was doing too much. He got exhausted and passed out. So the next thing that they're going to have is like a relay race. And the letter said that, Kakeru was going to be anchor because he was the fastest. However, everybody decides to volunteer and step into a relay race to help Kakeru get through. Even Naho and Hakita is like, I'm slow, why am I even getting in this? But in order to help their friend, they're going to go ahead and do it and take a little bit the weight off of Kakeru and enter this race. And speaking of Hakita, everyone got a letter, but I think in that letter, everybody probably has something personal that they want to do, as well, as he decides to pull Azu aside and personally ask her to help him train for this relay. And then later on in the day, he says, it's something I need to tell you. I think his future self is probably like, hey, Azu, you need to get up on that, dog, because the little hints have been there, but it's never been like confirmed if anything ever happened to him or if anything ever jumped off. So I think that's probably one of the things that he may have wanted for himself, even though ultimately everybody is doing this for Kakeru. You gotta think that maybe, just maybe, somebody is also trying to make themselves even more happier in the future as well. And I'm all for Hakita getting them some. I ship them to like FedEx. So that's a big up for him. But again, the biggest point of the episode was at the end where Naho and Suwa decide to tell everyone, or at least Naho decides to tell everyone about the letter that she has from the future, only to find out that everybody had a letter basically telling them to save Kakeru, because Azu and Taka, they pulled Suwa aside to ask what's wrong, and they were always asking Naho what's wrong, as if it was trying to get something out. And the big thing that they were trying to do was to get Naho to confess that she needed help, and they're all on the same page to Operation Save Kakeru. And again, another fantastic episode by Orange. I loved it. I absolutely love this episode. It was nice. And again, I can't commend these friends enough. I probably said it every episode. It just feels like these are a type of friends that you would love to have around. And even though maybe the letter is a bit of a manipulation why everybody is being so cool, at the same time, they're genuinely friends. So they probably are just looking out for each other as well. As I think everybody got letters at different points. Like, remember, Suwa didn't get his letter till he went home that day. Maybe everybody else got theirs later. And they were still probably just trying to work to get Naho and Kakeru together anyway on their own merit. Now the letter is just more of a reason for them to do that, or at the very least for them to get everybody together, as even the ending has changed. The ending song now is a collage of everybody being together, happy as friends during their times in these younger years, versus just showing like the random fields and backgrounds that they were showing. So that was cool. Again, the only thing I'm concerned about is I think that Naho's unintentional denial to, you know, reach out and accept Kakeru when he does things like ask to take her hand is probably still going to lead to some type of tragedy within him that they're going to have to overcome, and hopefully they will. So guys, let me know what you thought of this episode in the comments, and if you like this video, go ahead and drop it a like. If you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as there's not a shortage of content for you guys to indulge on this channel. And as I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me. I really appreciate that, so thanks for stopping by. Be sure to catch me tomorrow as we get down to Mob Psycho 100, and I'm going to go ahead and end it here. So it's your boy Infrar-Ed signing out. See you soon.